Hey, I'm Metagrit. Welcome to the channel. Today I want to share with you guys my Cyberdark deck. There are a couple reasons why I want to share it with you all. First of all, I see a lot of Cyberdark deck profiles out there, and they're not really Cyberdark decks. They're generic meta decks like Dogmatica or Shadal, and they have a few Cyberdark names in them, but they're not really Cyberdark decks in my opinion. And also I see on the other side of the spectrum some pure Cyberdark decks, and they end up being just make Cyberdark End Dragon your end board and pass. And really that's not very competitive, so I think a pure Cyberdark deck has potential to be competitive, maybe not ever meta, but at least can beat some meta decks with its end board, if you can summon Cyberdark Dragon and Cyberdarkness Dragon and get a few Omni Negates on the field at least. So let me know if you guys have any tips for me. You can leave it in the comment section below, or I'll leave my email in the description so you can send me an email. Let me know if you have any tips or criticism of my deck, maybe some things I could change. So without any further ado, here's my deck. Okay, you guys, little disclaimer here. I'm going to lay out my whole main deck in front of you guys, and I'm going to explain to you the ratios that I have and why I have them. I'm not going to tell you what every card does. I'm going to assume you already know the gist of what everything does, and I'm just going to tell you why I have the ratios I have. So as you can see, we have our Cyber Dragon package here. It needs to be short and sweet because Cyberdarks are the star of this deck, and we really only use Cyber Dragon Core on a regular basis for that search engine. And then of course we have Cyberdark Claw, 3 of for our search engine, Horn and Edge just for 2 different names to have, 2 Chimera because if you have Horizon in your hand and Chimera in your hand and Chimera has to be your target, we need another Chimera to normal summon and get its effect on the field off. Then of course Cannon is another name, but he's also great because he can search out any of these guys. Then we run 1 copy of Foolish Burial and 1 Dragon Buster Destruction Sword. This, of course, is to lock our opponent out of the extra deck. This is usually something that happens on turn 2 or turn 3. It's not a turn 1 play necessarily every time. Foolish Burial can obviously put anything up here into the graveyard, and that's super helpful as well. It doesn't have to be Destruction Sword. We run 1 Attachment Cybern because this card is really great. He gives Cyber Darkness Dragon another Omni Negate, and he also gives all the rest of these guys some extra attack boost. But his best effect is when he's sent to the graveyard while equipped, he can special summon a Cyber Fusion monster from your graveyard. 1 Called by the Grave, stopping Ash Blossom and Lockbird. 1 Repair Plant. We play Repair Plant to search out our Cyber Dragons, and we also play Cyber Emergency. All these will help us find our core if we don't open with him, if we need core. And then, controversially, we have 3 Prohibition. It's a great card if you know what deck your opponent is playing. It's a great card to protect yourself from getting Contact Fusion summons, so we have to run 3 of those. 1 Overload for Verte. 2 Power Bonds. In case you open with a Power Bond, you're going to need something else to search with. And so if you open Power Bond, you can discard Power Bond and search Power Bond. Now for our Cyberdark spells, we have 3 Realm, 3 Horizon, Great Extenders. Just be careful that you don't lock yourself out from equipping monsters by having too many cards in your back row. Cyberdark Realm's a continuous, so he stays in the field. Then we have 2 Invasion to get that extra Omni Negate. We have 1 Cybernetic Overflow for now. This card is fine, but I recommend Triple Tactics Talent. I ordered it like 3 weeks ago. It still hasn't arrived yet. For now, we're playing Overflow. It's still a pretty good card. And then 3 Eternal. We run 3 Eternal because we have to, after we tribute Cyber Darkness, equipped with Cyber End Dragon, we have to special summon him back to the field so that he gets another equipped monster, so that he has at least 2 Omni Negates. When this card's in your graveyard, you can banish it if you're about to get swung over. And it's also a quick play, so if you're scared of Nibiru, you can set this in your spell and trap zone and play it on your opponent's turn. So yeah, this is the main deck, and I think this is the most consistent way to get Cyberdark End Dragon on the field, as well as Cyberdarkness Dragon on the field, with some extra negates. Look for this card in particular to help you get more negates onto Cyberdarkness Dragon, and it's also good for popping your opponent's board, and then also run 3 copies of this, maybe 2, at least 2, but this is the go-to card. You want to see this in your hand every single turn. So yeah, there you have it. That's my main deck. Okay, time for the side deck. So I had a few controversial picks in my main deck, but my side deck is absolutely nutty, you guys. So we are not actually running a side deck. I'm just going to lay out the cards here for you to see them all. And you will realize that this is a horrible side deck. This is actually not a side deck. What this is a pure Cyber Dragon package. Here, I'll put these up here. I want that glare. So yeah, this is the pure Cyber Dragon package I run. And the reason I play this is because Cyberdarks loves to go first. If you win the rock, paper, scissors, you always want to choose to go first, and hopefully you get lucky and your opponent makes you go first. And if you win that first round, you'll probably be going second, because most decks in today's meta like to go first. So we run a pure Cyber Dragon package so that when we side out, we have a going second Cyber Dragon deck instead of a Cyberdark deck. Literally, there are 15 cards that you side out from a Cyberdarks. And those cards would be 2 Cyberdark Invasion, 2 of your Eternals, because he has somewhat of a use still, 2 Horizon, make 6, 2 Realm, make 8. You don't need your Attachment Cyburn, makes 9. You don't need your Destruction Sword, that's 10. Then you don't need 2 of your Claw, that's 12, 13, 14, and 15. So there you have it. You sub these cards out for your Cyber Dragon package, and you have a going second Cyber Dragon deck instead of a going first Cyberdark deck. So yeah, that is the main strategy that I have for my side deck. Obviously, that's controversial. If you guys have suggestions or edits or tips for me of what I can do with my side deck instead, let me know in the comments or email me at the email in the description. Let me know what you guys think of this strategy. I think it could be just sneaky enough to actually work. Okay, you guys, time for my extra deck. I'm not going to, again, like I did with the main deck, I'm not going to explain what every single card does. I'm just going to show it to you and then explain to you the ratios / the main purpose each card has. So I'll start with the Link monsters. Only reason we play Almirage really is so that we can get Core into the graveyard, or I guess Nashter if we need Nashter off the field. But he gets your Cyber Dragon into the graveyard in case you need to do Repair Plant if you open Repair Plant. But he's kind of a necessity because he's the only Link monster that just requires 1 monster. Verte targets the Overload. That's kind of like a turn 2 play. Also a turn 2 play is Protector Whelp. He gets Destruction Sword into your graveyard, so you can lock your opponent out of their extra deck. But yeah, he's really just turn 2 play. You're not going to summon him on your first turn. Clifford Genius, I'd say also is a turn 2 summon, although you can certainly use him on your first turn to get Chimera and Core into your graveyard, so that you can have those Cyberdark names into your graveyard. Cyber Dragon Seeker, though, is the main summon. He actually does something if you go first, because if he's out in the field, he can protect your opponent from potentially swinging over one of your monsters, or if he survives your opponent's turn, better yet, he is going to actually add 2100 attack onto Cyberdark End Dragon, or even Cyberdarkness Dragon if he still has materials. We run 1 copy of each of these, and this is really important. I see people running 2 copies of this, and you do not want to run 2 copies of this because you want to leave Cyberdarkness Dragon on the field because of his Omni Negates. They're not a once per turn. He's literally the best card in this extra deck. and he can just really lock your opponent out of doing anything and everything. You play N because you'll need to equip that to Cyberdarkness Dragon to special summon Cyberdark End Dragon. We don't play Cyberdark Dragon, and the reason we don't play him is because we don't hard summon End. We have a copy of Eternity for its graveyard effect, Rampage as a safety valve and a going second play. We have Elder Entity Ness. We run her because she can just pop something, and that's really a second turn play. And then because of our Cyber Dragon package, we do want to play the Chimera Tex. In case we have to go second, we can get some clearance on our board. And then we run one copy of Nova, one copy of Infinity. You guys know what these cards do. They've been around forever. Staples for the Cyber Dragon archetype. And because of our extra deck, because of our side deck, we want to have these guys in our extra deck, just so we can have that pure going second Cyber Dragon play. So yeah, that's the extra deck, main summons, these two guys right here, and then basically everything else is supporting the play for these two. Thank you guys for watching. I hope this was helpful for you, and maybe it inspired you to play Cyber Decks, play around with it, and see if you can make a deck. Make sure to let me know if you have any tips for me, any ideas, and how I can change things up. But yeah, that's it for this one. We'll see if I make another video in the future. I don't plan on it, but if you guys really want me to, let me know, and maybe I'll do that. So until next time, gamers, duel on.